Darksiders. Released in 2010, I'm playing the War Mastered Edition that makes things a bit better. Since the very beginning, way back before Twitter was rebranded to X, heaven and hell have fought. The Charred Council exists to maintain order and balance. Heaven and hell began following the laws because if they didn't, they'd have to deal with the Four Horsemen. The Third Kingdom, the Kingdom of Man, has emerged. The Council recognized them as important for balance. The truce was bound by 7 seals that are broken once the Kingdom of Men are ready for the End War. A big fight that would bring balance and determine fates, etc., etc. Cut to present day and all hell's breaking loose, literally. In downtown who knows where, demonic fireballs rain from the sky, demons are slaying humans, angels are slaying demons, humans are doing basically nothing but dying, and then there's me. Henry Cavill. Okay, it's not Henry, it's actually Liam O'Brien, as War, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Darksiders is a third-person action RPG, and the battle in the city acts as the tutorial. I've got combo attacks, dashing, lock-on, instant kill finishes, and plenty more. Darksiders as a franchise is a bit of a strange chimera, bits and pieces of other games all sewn together to make something else. Darksiders 1, for example, borrows heavy inspiration from God of War, Devil May Cry, and Zelda. Darksiders 2 adopts a more open world and adds elements from looter games akin to Borderlands. Darksiders 3 is deeply inspired by Dark Souls. And the 4th entry, Darksiders Genesis, a prequel spin-off, is a top-down action RPG similar to Diablo and V Rising. As I make my way through Tutorial Town, War begins losing his power. I find a human up here on this building whose day is just the worst right now, so I helped. I use a cable to zip across 2 buildings, and it's here I'm going to say how pleased I am with this tutorial section. Some games end up removing you from the atmosphere, and it can feel boring going through the motions. And something like that is perfectly fine for a game that's trying to feel video gamey, if you know what I mean. But for something that's trying to be immersive and provide a narrative along with the fun gameplay, it needs to be done in a way that's more natural. Having a tutorial take place during the literal apocalypse where heaven and hell are battling it out in a large human city is a pretty awesome setting, and as we'll learn, is an integral part of the plot.
Impossible. Abaddon. What is this? Where are my brothers? This cannot be. The final seal.
My lord!
How did this happen? The 7th seal was not broken!
Abaddon! What in heaven's name have you done?
I answer the call.
It's also quickly worth mentioning that Abaddon is voiced by Troy Baker. This game features a cast of very impressive voice talent, and outside of maybe 2 or 3 more examples, I'll leave it to you to go and check the rest out. Time to address the big red elephant in the room. This is Straga. He slams the ground, he picks up and drops the ground, and he throws a seemingly infinite number of cars at me that he appears to be ripping up from hell itself. I bonk him in the head a few times with a tasty variety of Ford, Holden, and maybe even a Volvo or 2, and then give him one of those really popular one-eye looks. But it's not enough, as the last of War's strength is drained, and he falls in battle.
The law is clear. When the 7th seal is broken, 4 horsemen shall ride forth to punish the wicked, be they sons of men, lords of heaven, or the dregs of hell. All upon the earth will be judged, and the pact forged anew. You forget your post, horseman. You forget the law. No call was given, yet the destroyer marched, and there you were found, under his black banner, if the claims are true.
To hell with your claims. The seals were broken. I was summoned.
Then where are the other horsemen? Were they not summoned as well? The 7 seals are hidden, as they have been since the pact was forged eons ago. All of them intact. There was no call. You aided the Dark Ones, broke a sacred covenant that has doomed mankind, and threatened the balance. Do you deny it?
When I rode, heaven and hell were already at war. Abaddon was there. He knew something.
Abaddon fell, fighting off the chaos you unleashed.
I fought powerless against the demons, and still you accuse me?
Your defeat proves nothing. Likely the Destroyer cast you aside when he was finished with you. You have defiled the law, horseman. You will be punished.
I serve only the Council. Only the balance. As the horsemen always have. Send me back. I will punish the ones responsible.
How? What hope do you have against the Destroyer's armies? You are powerless.
Then I will fail, and the demons will have carried out your sentence.
Very well. You will return to the Earth, but you will be watched. Come forth. The Watcher is bound to you. It will ensure your loyalty.
Remember that, or I will really get under your skin.
Enough! Rise, war, and arm yourself.
The Watcher, voiced by Mark Hamill, functions similar to Na'vi, or other Zelda-like companions, providing combat tips and clues for puzzles. He's also a giant dick. I grab my aesthetically large edgelord weapon, the Chaos Eater, and gain access to my first Wrath skill, Blade Geyser. These skills are powerful but need to be used at the right time because the Wrath resource doesn't refill very easily. I get the quick rundown on souls, blue are currency, green is health, and yellow is Wrath. Now, Darksiders 1 released after the original Demon Souls, but before the release of Dark Souls, so I guess this makes Darksiders 1 the first Souls-like. That's my piss-off part of the audience comment for the day.
Seek the demon Fulgrim. Few can afford his services, but perhaps you can strike a bargain.
The Council confers with demons now, does it?
Since the truce was broken, some demons have fallen from the Destroyer's favor. Vulgrim is one such outcast. He has long sought an audience with us.
How long have I been here?
Looks like our trajectory was a little off. Not so fast, horseman. Let's lay down a few ground rules. Until this is over, you're a dog on a leash. I say bark, you bark. And if I have to kick you, you'd better not bare your teeth. Understand? Or should I teach you to play dead? Good boy.
It's been close to a century since we fell in battle during the apocalypse. Humanity has fallen and hell was declared the victor. Now remember what I said earlier about summarizing things. There's a decent bit of exploration and a lot of combat sections akin to Devil May Cry. So never assume I'm reaching my locations without leaving a demonic bloodbath along the way. This is Vulgrim. Vulgrim is a trader who takes souls in exchange for consumables, new weapon skills, new wrath skills, and much more. The way forward is blocked, but of course Volgi here has the solution. At a price. So I do my best exorcist impression and crack some demon skulls, crack open some soul chests, pay him 500, and receive the Earthcaller. Vulgrim also tells me to seek out the demon Samael, who is imprisoned further ahead. He's not an ally of the Destroyer and might be of help to me. The Earthcaller can awaken large golems, serving as gates. From here on out, I'm only going to refer to this as the base cannon. Along the way, I find a small pool and take a swim, leading me to my first Lifestone shard. Collect 4 of them to get a health upgrade, just like in real life.
Non straga sindora.
Holy fuck, dude. And he said it in your own language. This poor son of a bitch has gone through 2 apocalypses. I arrive at Samael's prison and battle it out with this nameless dude who I suppose is meant to be the guard. It seems kind of irresponsible to have such a weak guard for a powerful threat that's been imprisoned here.
I will take your head!
He's gone through 3 fucking apocalypses, this poor goddamn demon dude! Someone give him a hug!
War. Are you here to play executioner? They should have sent all 4 of you.
I have no interest in killing you, Samael.
Ha! The Destroyer! He's beyond your reach, beyond mine.
Has prison made you a coward?
Perhaps there is a way, but you will need to get inside the Destroyer's spire. The tower is guarded by 4 of his chosen. Bring me their hearts, and ask me no questions. My reasons for helping you are my own.
Where can I find these guardians?
First, seek the Twilight Cathedral, where the Bat Queen Tiamat has gone to roost. The whole of her domain is a blistered inferno. By land, you will never reach it. Find the high ground with this, and bring me her still beating heart.
Sammy has given me the ability Shadow Flight, a short duration glide that can help me across large gaps using shadow currents. I make my way to the Choking Grounds, a graveyard sort of place. I decided to smash all the gravestones in the area for no real reason, and I was rewarded with a chest containing another life shard. I really like fun little secrets like this. It rewards my stupid behavior and makes it look intelligent. I awaken the next gate, but he can't move because he's cursed. To lift this curse, I have to enter 4 portals and clear the challenges inside each. First, kill 40 enemies within a time limit. Next, kill 5 enemies with aerial combos. Then, kill 30 enemies using instant kill attacks. Finally, kill 50 enemies before I die from all the poison in the room. Mr. Gate Guy is now free and lets me pass.
This way.
It's nothing. Some demon trick.
I know what I saw.
He's right.
Uriel.
Set for me, please.
It's there, beneath the stench of this place. You can sense it, ancient. From neither the White City nor the Black Depths. Something lost between. Hellgod, to arms!
Slay him!
Oh, it's time for the mounted rail shooter section. I'm actually surprised that this section isn't very difficult at all, even on the highest difficulty setting. What does kinda suck though is that this is the one and only time you do this throughout the entire game. The developers really made this entire rail shooter section only to use it once. As I approach the Citadel, before I go inside, I should mention weapon enhancements. These are special buffs with various effects that you can slot into your weapons. They can do things ranging from giving you a damage boost, making your weapon level up faster, yes, your weapons have levels, or the one I'm putting on now, Bane, which very slowly refills my wrath meter over time. And when I say slow, I mean
Agonizingly.
it does give my sword a cool glow though, and we all know cool glows on your weapons are always worth it. Alright, time for the Twilight Okay, pause. So, you know how I said all that stuff earlier about this game being inspired by God of War and Zelda, yada yada? So, each boss lair is, well, a lair, or a dungeon in a sense. Multiple rooms, different floors and elevations, puzzles to solve, new equipment to discover, combat rooms where the door won't open until you survey everyone inside on their favorite type of milk-based beverage. Mine's iced coffee. They're pretty linear and aren't super confusing by any stretch, but they can be a little lengthy. So don't get mad at me if I make some of these places look much smaller than they actually are, alright? Alright, good stuff, good, okay. So anyway, I arrive at Bat Tits. No? Too soon? Okay. So I enter the Twilight Cathedral, and the main puzzle of this place are swords that you give to pretty statues. I also find some bomb growths inside. These are needed to blow up red crystal formations. Just pick 'em and flick 'em. I arrive in a room with a large, whatever the hell this thing is, and ooh. I can throw it normally or charge it up to deal continuous damage for a few seconds, and of course I can activate distant switches with a single toss. But it can also lock onto multiple targets and bounce from one to another, which is very important for solving a few puzzles. I arrive at and do battle with the dungeon's mini-boss, the Jailer. I need to hit all of his glowing pimple spots to make him vulnerable so I can damage him. After doing this a few times, he's acne-free and happier than ever.
Has the council reduced the horsemen to commoners?
Bat tits! Bat tits! Bat tits! Just making sure you're still paying attention. Carry on.
Assassins. Or has Samael bought your loyalty? Because if you offer Satyr Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
Tiamat is a two-phased fight. In the first, she stays airborne and makes swooping attacks towards me. I grab a bomb, slap her with the shticky, and detonate it with the crossblade. Once she's no longer airborne, she begins slamming the ground, swiping with her tail, and charging headfirst at me. I absolutely suck at avoiding most of her attacks except for maybe the fireballs. I think it was around this time that I learned the dash doesn't have iframes. I even come close to dying towards the end, but my determination to spam flashy attacks in her face prevails.
Do it! Tear out her heart while she still lives. I want to hear her scream. I am one of the chosen. I can grant your every wish.
Can you restore the balance?
No wonder Samael wants this thing. It's coursing with power. You really think he's going to let you live long enough to collect on your end?
I get her heart and a new life stone, but I don't get a way out of this place now that my ride is dead. Thankfully, my good friend Volgrim can set me up with serpent holes. Basically fast travel, and all he wants in return is to have a look at Tiamat's heart. Odd fetish, but alright. Now I have absolutely no idea why, but after this cutscene, I'm invisible. It only happened this one time, and no glitches like this occurred for the rest of my playthrough. I can't lie though, it is pretty cool. Volgrim will also begin selling new things in his shop as I make progress through the game. New powers, items, weapon skills, and more. Admittedly though, the only thing that's important to me right now is getting new skills for my sword, and fully upgrading the Devil's Cross. It's the parry attack that I can perform if I successfully block right before an attack hits me. I forgot I even had it, but now it's going to become an important asset in my combat arsenal. The Serpent Hole fast travel is pretty cool because they aren't just a loading screen. You physically have to travel through this sort of pocket dimension, acting as a bridge between two locations. I know some people may find this kind of tedious or annoying, but I personally really appreciate the effort to take what is otherwise a pretty plain thing and give it character.
I trust that she suffered.
Not nearly enough.
Beautiful. The second guardian.
Why is he holding it like that? Why? You're a demon, dude. It's just a heart. He's clutching that thing like it's his teddy bear.
The Griever moves in tunnels beneath this place. But first there is an obstacle that must be removed. Ulthane, one of the old ones.
You didn't mention that before.
Changing the deal already, Samael.
Be silent, filth. My business is with the horseman. Ulthane is no ally of the Destroyer. But you won't find the Griever without confronting the Black Hammer. And that will require strength you don't possess. Yet.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Samael?
Tell him, Watcher, how you stifle the horseman's true power in order to keep him on the Council's leash. War. Destroy this parasite.
You so much as blink at me, and the Council will end you, both of you. I'm protected.
Not in here. You are War, rider of the Red Horse. Not some puppet on this pathetic creature's strings.
Or I will make you suffer.
Focus your anger. A great rage stirs within you, clawing to get out. You must release it, or a puppet you'll remain. You are reborn!
What was that?
The horseman is broken, but there is still much power in him. For a moment I saw one who would stand alone against the Destroyer's army.
My chaos form has been awakened. For a short time, I can become giant red angy thing and smash stuff in my way. It's also here that I loot some important and very hidden chests. These contain pieces of the abyssal armor. There are 10 pieces throughout the game, and I have to get all of them if I want the best suit money can't buy. I grabbed 2 of them in this area, but I also got my 3rd one from the Twilight Cathedral. I forgot to record it though, so you'll have to trust me. I slay my way to the next golem door where I need to clear another 4 challenges. First, kill enemies using my counter. See, this is why I upgraded it early. See, it's working. Next, butcher enemies in my chaos form. The chaos meter fills by attacking with my sword, and it requires a few transformations to get this job done, but I won't complain about more carnage. Then a defender challenge where I need to keep at least one of my undead allies alive until the time runs out. This is easily the most unique challenge in the entire game because nothing like this is ever used again. It strikes me as a reference to the PS1 game Medieval, where you're also tasked with safeguarding undead allies. Finally, kill enemies using environmental attacks. Lots of cars were indeed harmed throughout this challenge. Golem Boy does the Rockfoot Shuffle and awards me with an Abyssal Armor piece. It's nice that this serves as a way of letting the player know the Abyssal Armor even exists, because what if you just missed all of them through your playthrough and had no idea? It's time to meet the best character in the whole damn game.
Come on already. What are you waiting for?
You plan on using them hands ever again? You best not go touching that what ain't yours.
Thane.
You know me, but I don't know you. And I don't like strangers. Especially the uninvited kind. And maybe who you are don't matter as much as what you want.
I've come for the Black Hammer.
Really now? Well, you're welcome to give it another go. After that, I'll best not catch you around here again.
It's you.
What's that now?
The Black Hammer. It's you.
Do your worst. But let me tell you a little secret, boy. The one in the dirt is by far the easier of the 2.
It doesn't matter what you try to throw at him, Omega B-flawed Ulthane is too powerful in the face of normal attacks. The only way to match him is with the Chaos form.
I ain't been tagged in millennia.
100 years. Since the day Abaddon was taken from us, I have prayed for this moment. For your crimes, I would see you tried in the White City. But until this world is free of the Destroyer, its gates are closed to us, and justice will not wait. I sentence you here and now!
Your justice can wait till we finish our little scrap, missy. There ain't no sport in jumping into a tussle that don't concern you. Go on, fly away, pigeons, before I pluck ya.
Blasphemer! It is you who take sides in a battle that doesn't
concern you? Please, allow me. That's what you get for touching what ain't yours. I'd duck if I were you.
From enemies to friends, faster than my declining hairline, Ulthane and I begin a gauntlet of angelic murder. At the top of the screen, there's a kill count. It seems we're in for some friendly competition. My goal is simple. Perfection! Ulthane rewards me with the Combat Law Enhancement. It increases the experience my weapons receive, but also has the passive bonus of granting me more armor, so I take less damage. I'll go over passive effects later when I have some more.
You'll go nowhere, Horseman. You cannot escape your fate. Abaddon will be avenged.
The game's only source of sexual tension is determined to take my head. She's got a few annoying attacks that keep clipping me, but I can deal with that. My only regret is not having my Chaos form ready so I can lay down the serious pain. I appropriately end the fight with a giant haymaker swing.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Could be you really are who you say. Them pigeons seem mighty convinced, but I ain't. So once again, you know me, but I still don't know you.
The Griever's lair.
The Griever's beyond here. I had to seal these passages up tight to keep our pets out of my yard. Little bastards kept dropping by uninvited, taking things what don't belong to them.
I am who I claim to be.
You kill that Griever. Even make it back out of that hole, that'll be proof enough. Then, I promise, we'll have words. Now get off of my property, before more pigeons come looking at crap in me yard.
The journey to the Griever is long and arduous. Oh, there it is. You motherfucking piece of shit, bitch! I venture into the Griever's dungeon and add another piece of the abyssal armor to my collection. I then lay claim to the mighty Tremor Gauntlet. I can now break blue crystals. Yippee! I can also use it in combat to punch enemies, but I'll be honest, I hardly ever did that. This glove was almost exclusively used to smash rocks for my entire playthrough. The Griever's dungeon features underwater sections, using Big Punch to move Thing, and changing the water level. Yeah, it's one of those places, and the quicker I'm out of here, the better. The Griever is a boss. It has attacks. I'm sure they're meant to be an issue, but not for me because Subway. After destroying some pesky crystals that obscure the path of destruction, I commence ramming this subway cart into the Griever, stunning it just long enough to crack open its genital protection plating, and then ram it a few more times, hacking away at its exposed reproductive essentials each time.
Welcome back, horseman. You could have knocked, but I suppose that isn't your way, is it?
Why are you here?
Strange question, seeing as how you're the one broke into my house.
You weren't always the Black Hammer. You huddle in exile, a hermit among tombstones. Why? What role did you play in this, Ulthane?
Horseman, I've got something for you. A fair bit of work, but it's a bit dainty for me. It'll serve you better.
You didn't answer my question, old one.
Maybe I liked the scenery, what's it to you? You asked for my help and I gave it. You go on being ungrateful and I'm liable to get upset. Do I look like I'm afraid of death, boy?
It's not death you should fear.
Oh, what a line! Did he practice saying that? He must have practiced saying that. Do you think he practices saying stuff like that? Damn. I have a gun now. Yay! Bang, bang, bang. Unfortunately, it sounds cooler than it actually is. It attacks quickly, but the shots are very weak. I was doing some backtracking through previously explored areas to acquire goodies previously out of reach with the help of my new gear, when I came across the most peculiar of persons.
Ah, capital. You made it.
This is Wicked K. He's British. He's also a fun little Easter egg the developers threw into the game during the final month of production. He can be fought 4 times, found in various locations, and gives a healthy chunk of souls when defeated. He also appears in every Darksiders game. When beaten, he retreats into a giant top hat, because he's British. I hunt down K 2 more times to get more souls for upgrades. I can't get to the final location now, but rest assured, I'll be back for the rest of my money.
Did you enjoy yourself? War in the Black Hammer, plucking pigeons.
You see a great many things from inside a prison, Samael.
There is little you can keep from me, horseman. Once I have a mind to know it.
And what do you know of Uriel?
I thought the horsemen were above such earthly pursuits.
She believes I killed Abaddon.
The Hellguard worshipped their fallen lord and leader. And Uriel? Some might say her admiration was less than professional. She will stop at nothing to punish the one responsible.
I fought the demon who killed Abaddon, and he will be punished.
Straga is the strongest of the Chosen. No doubt you'll face him again. He draws power from the Spire and won't stand to be away from it for long. With all I have taught you, you might even survive the reunion.
Whose heart would you have, demon?
The Stygian is king of the ancient worms that now plague the Ashlands. It won't be easy. The worms grow well in such fertile ground.
Fertile?
Fertile with death, decay. All the land is covered in it. The ashes of the dead. But you may be in luck. It seems that some fool demons have taken to capturing the worms for sport, and they hunt other creatures as well. The strongest are made to fight in cruel arenas. The demons seek to tame the Stygian, not knowing that within the monster there beats the black heart of the Chosen.
How do the demons avoid the ashworms?
You know of the chronospheres?
A gift of the old ones. It is said that to master the chronosphere is to master time itself. One could stop time, or even move it forward and back.
Indeed. None of the old masters exist, but the demons have learned to use them to a lesser degree. I can grant you a basic understanding of the chronospheres. It won't be much. Perhaps just enough to avoid the worms.
Perhaps.
Perhaps not. What in this life is certain, horseman? Other than our word, of course.
The Chronomancer is one of those things that you unlock, use under very specific circumstances, and then never use again. It just slows down time for a little bit, and as someone who is a big fan of time manipulation as a magical power, I'm so disappointed that this doesn't really have any combat applications. But enough about that, it's time for Affliction. I've ignored most of the Wrath abilities. There are only 4 in the game, but one that absolutely can't be overlooked is Affliction. By far the strongest one, it summons green serpent-like projectiles that home in on enemies and repossess their lives due to a lack of payment. From here on out, every challenging encounter shall be met with the greeny meanies. I arrive at Ashlands. I arrive at the Ashlands where the Chronomancer plays its main role. I need to slow down time in order to cross the soft sands, because without it, I would be gobbled by the gaping maw of the local sandworm. It's actually a much larger and meaner worm, the Stygian, that I'm here for. It's the third of the chosen and next in line to willingly donate its heart for a good cause. The Ashlands is one of my favorite areas because it's the least dungeon-like. It's a large, fairly open place without a ton of doors and hallways to backtrack through. Demons have set up multiple camps and towers that I need to go through in order to make it past the worm. Yeah, no, I won't lie. This actually startled me. You can see the camera flick when it does the thing. Stupid damn worm. I hate this damn thing. I throw everything I've got at this fight, activating Affliction and my Chaos form together. As far as I know, this is the strongest combination of damage possible. It obliterates these enemies so quickly, I was genuinely surprised. Like, god damn, dude. I come to this large area where I need to cross the sand, reaching wooden platforms along the way. This really lets me get up close and personal with the worm. He has a lovely smile.
You disappoint me, horseman. You look quite small from up here.
You can look me in the eye when I kill you.
Let's see how you fare, horseman. With only 2 legs to carry you.
The demon's horse is continuing to attack me, but I can't stop its relentless assault. But there's a reason for that.
What do you think you're doing? That thing's lost its mind. Kill it! Enough, I said. Finish it!
Ruin. I won't fight you.
You fool! I order you to break that knife!
And if I refuse, you'll kill me. I'll take my chances.
Are you not entertained?
That's right, baby. I'm not just a horseman in name only anymore. I've got my ride back. Ruin can be summoned in most open areas to speed up travel. He has boost charges that give a quick burst of speed and refill over time. My sword swings do increase damage while I'm mounted, so most demons only take about 2 hits to kill. Looks like Darksiders was the first Elden Ring as well. It's a joke, alright? It's a joke. Calm down, it's a joke. Or is it? Oh! I gallop back to the large room where I last encountered the worm, but this time, this is an arena. Jim tries his best but is no match for Ruin's speed. This right here is why I have the gun. It's the only ranged weapon I'm able to use while mounted and is needed for blasting the small glowing sack thing, probably its genitals, dangling in its mouth. It doesn't take long at all for Mr. Castellaneta to come crashing down to his non-existent knees because he's a stupid worm and be torn asunder by my blade of edgy overcompensation. The Stygian is much larger than the previous worm, but the strategy is similar. But before I can shoot it in the dangly bits, I've got to knock that mouthpiece off. Shai Hulud here will also summon young worms to come after me. Luckily, they're about as fragile as real-world worms and die to a few gunshots. The God Emperor wannabe tries its best, but bullets fix everything, especially dangly bits.
One more. Just one more. And then war. You get your tower. Silith's web-infested lair is far across the great chasm in the Ashlands. Ruin has yet to regain much of his strength, but he will make the distance. As for Silitha, just get there, and she'll find you. The Broodmother is a collector of sorts. Most who enter her realm, she feeds to her young, the ones she takes an interest in. Those are the unlucky ones. Those she keeps alive, and they can live a long time. Long enough to tell her things. You could say she collects stories, information.
What stories will she tell me about you, Samael?
Careful, or your ending will be a tragic one. Sometimes the hero dies in the end. But horseman, I like stories that have a happy ending. Now bring me the final heart.
After dropping off the generously donated heart to Sammy, I conveniently now have the ability to cross the Soul Bridge. This is probably the worst offender when it comes to useless powers. There is quite literally only one Soul Bridge in the entire game. I use it to get to the next area, the Iron Canopy, where the last heart can be harvested. The only reason I need to use this bridge more than once is because Volgrim can't be found at the Canopy. Otherwise, I could just fast travel there. I break out of Sticky Prison and start exploring the lair. This place is infested with tiny spiders that can thankfully be insta-killed and award some health each time. After what felt like an eternity because I was overthinking a very simple puzzle, I obtained the latest in fashionable wristwear. The Abyssal Chain is, of course, the universally adored grappling hook of the game. With it, I can now do battle with the larger spider enemies. The big boys couldn't be hurt before because their helmet, face, armor, thing, carapace, I guess, was too tough. But now I can use my chain to forcibly tear their exterior right off of them and hack away at the fleshy insides. I actually need to kill several of these big fellas in order to break the protective seal on the boss door. After I take care of the last armored nightmare, there's one final problem to deal with. The Broodmother, or Lindsay, as I'm going to call her, is a pretty cool fight in that it utilizes the Tremor Gauntlet, which I haven't needed in combat since the Griever. She's clearly hungry, so I use the chain to grab one of her favorite treats, dried out mystery meat. While she noms, I blow away her protective backplating, exposing the vulnerable flesh beneath. I repeat the process, hacking away at her soft spot until she's ready for a hemispherectomy. I make a final detour to pick up another piece of the abyssal armor, then it's off to confront Silitha.
You honor me with your presence, horseman. There are so many stories about you. You have killed 3 of the Chosen, taken their hearts. Disturbing. Is that why you have come? To slay the final Tower Guardian? To take my heart? Did Samael tell you how he came to bear his tainted blood? Why his accursed power beats within our breast? It is not the tower that the Chosen protect, horsemen. Our charge is to prevent Samael's return at any cost. You may kill me and return to Samael with my heart, but in him, you will face a threat greater than all the Chosen combined.
I did not come for your counsel, Spider, or your stories.
My children will dance to the music of your screams!
Despite not having many attacks, she's probably the trickiest of all the Chosen. Silitha teleports around the room and tries to either land on top of me or attack with her legs after appearing next to me. Once she stops to take a break, it's my turn. Using the chain, I grapple up to her face and carve my phone number into her flesh. Rinse and repeat until she crawls onto the ceiling and begins playing hard to get. Luckily, she's dropped her balls. Before returning to Sammy, I make a quick stop to pick up yet another abyssal armor piece. I am cleaning these things up. I then backtrack into the Iron Canopy and grab my first legendary enhancement, War's Glory. There are 4 legendary enhancements in the game, each bearing the namesake of a horseman. They're both very powerful and very well hidden. When slotted, War's Glory drastically increases chaos generated and the amount of weapon experience earned. It also has 2 powerful passive effects, increasing the duration of my chaos form and my weapon's damage. Now, passive effects are active just by having the enhancement. I don't even need to slot it into a weapon, simply collecting it is a benefit to me in and of itself. Out of all of the normal enhancements in the game, only 2 of them even have a passive effect. I think it would have been nice for more of them to have these passives, so it would incentivize collecting them instead of only grabbing ones that you'll use. Because of this, many of the enhancements in the game may never see play. During my latest backtracking adventure, I beat up Wicked K for the final time. I'm gonna miss that guy. But before you know it, here I am, picking up Strife's offering. This is probably the worst of all of the legendary enhancements, sad to say. Slotted, it boosts weapon damage and gives Wrath and Chaos on kills. Passively, I now have drastically improved range damage and I take less range damage. The passive effects are pretty good, but at no point did I even consider slotting this into a weapon. Now I think I've kept Sammy waiting long enough for his final heart.
I was beginning to worry you might not live up to your end of the bargain. Give it to me.
You lied to me about the Chosen. They never guarded the tower.
What does it matter? Our deal wasn't for ancient history. I promised you the tower, and you shall have it. Did it amuse you to deny me what's rightfully mine? With my powers restored, I am like unto a god. I could suck the marrow from your bones before you drew another breath. I could. But I too have a code by which I do business. Besides, say what you will about balance and your ridiculous lore. I recognize a quest for revenge when I see one, and revenge I respect. As for the details of my resignation, well, I do not approve of the company my master keeps.
Why did you challenge the Destroyer, Samael?
See your journey to its end, horseman. You will understand soon enough.
You trust him? Who knows where in the nine hells this portal will take us?
We will meet again.
The Black Throne. It has a cool floor. That's such a dumb compliment to say about a place, but it really does. Look, the floor is cool.
Azrael.
Heaven help me. The seventh seal was not broken.
What have you to fear from me, Angel of Death?
If you do not intend to kill me, then perhaps you will help me.
You've given me no reason to do either.
Listen to me. The gate must be shut. The tower must be cut off from the well. It is from the well that the Destroyer draws his power.
The Well of Souls?
Millions of souls, yes. Enslaved, twisted. A corrupt power to fuel the Destroyer's armies.
You are steward of the underworld, watcher of the well. Not a single soul flows back into this world without you knowing. Unless, Gatekeeper, you opened the way.
The Destroyer sent the mightiest of his chosen against me. I fared no better than you did, horseman, against Straga.
Straga? You will take me to him.
You have my word.
Then tell me what I must do, Angel of Death.
Okay, I'm not sugarcoating it. This is my least favorite dungeon. It isn't badly designed or anything, but it's decently lengthy and features a variety of puzzle types. I'd go as far as saying this is like a deluxe dungeon. So let's begin. I need to free Azrael by redirecting beams to the 3 floating head totem thingies in his room. At the end of the first section, I find the new toy, the Void Walker. Now I'm playing with portals. No, seriously, it's literally a portal gun. Like, you could not get any more literal. It's basically just the portal gun. So you can probably already imagine what's in store here. Besides launching myself through, I can toss bombs to the other side and blow up pesky red crystals. I arrive at the mini-boss. There's one of these guys at the end of each wing, and they're also the reason the beams aren't going through, so he's gotta go. He only has 2 attacks, but the one that matters is a big overhead smash. His flail gets stuck in the ground for a really long time, which is just long enough to set up some portals and hickabicaboo to his weird face thingy. I then slash at his middle bit until he gets a tummy ache. The beam is back online and I have to use all my tricks to lead it back to Azrael's room. I have to do this process 2 more times as well, so you can see why this place takes a while to finish. While this is going on, I do some fancy portaling and snatch up the next legendary enhancement, Fury's Embrace. It has some fantastic passive effects, boosting my Wrath skill damage, revealing all world maps and items, which is just incredible for backtracking and finding chests, and it also gives a little Wrath back on kills. The slotted effect of leeching Wrath isn't bad, but it's definitely not outshining War's glory for me. But that's fine, because the passive effects alone are why this enhancement is amazing. Eventually, I escort the beam all the way back to Azrael's room, where it unlocks one of the giant floaty skull thingies. On to the next wing, and can I just say, a max level affliction with the added damage boost from the new enhancement passive is melting demons. I basically don't have to do anything but use and abuse this one move to clear an entire horde. But the demon slaying fun is quickly over as I'm given 2 heavy blocks, 3 platform-like scales in the center of the room, and a lot of portals. Yeah, count yourself lucky I'm skipping through most of this. I have to send the blocks back and forth from each platform until I can reach the top. It's been 9 years since I last played this game, and I had forgotten almost everything about it if I'm being honest. But this one particular puzzle has always stuck with me. I bully the same mini-boss again, except this time the portal runes are covered over by grates. The boss, who I'll call Timmy, is nice enough to smash them open for me and then goes home for the day to rest. I escort this new beam all the way back to Azrael's room just in time for a story.
The universe is sick, Horseman. The Charred Council refuses to admit it, but those of us who look, we see we had to do something. An open attack on the Dark Kingdom would violate the treaty. What you're proposing is madness.
Azrael, evil darkens every corner of creation. And heaven waits. The Council ties our hands.
To question them is to question the Creator. Do you believe you know better?
Yes, old friend. I do. When the seals are broken, Hell will send its chosen to declare battle rights. Their leaders will be gathered in one place, and there, we will sever the head of the beast. The Hellguard stands ready.
Breaking the seals will trigger the end war. The kingdom of man is not yet strong enough. Earth will be destroyed.
No, there will be no war, Azrael. We will crush the Dark Ones before it's even begun.
The pact is a sacred covenant. Even in victory, we will face the wrath of the Council.
They will arrive to find the seals intact. And it will be our word, Heaven's word, against that of the Prince of Lies. Now do you see?
The seals will be reforged. All will believe that Hell's legions invaded and were delivered to justice by our hand. For the glory of the light, will you do this?
No, Azrael. You old fool.
We broke all but one. Abaddon ordered the final seal not be harmed. He protected it himself.
Are you certain?
Without question. We dared not involve the Horsemen. We never dreamed we would have to, until it was too late.
Yet I am to pay the price for your betrayal.
Treason! War. You will root out all involved and make them pay. Starting with this one.
No.
Fool! You deny the will of the Council?
You heard the Angel's confession. My service to the Council is ended.
We made you. We own you. You're not done until you find the destroyer and shut him down. Balance, remember? Get up. Azrael lives until he stops being useful. After that, you will do your duty.
I don't like that story. It makes Ulthane look like a bad guy. Tell it again and make it not suck. There's one beam left to go, and on the way, I pick up the second last Abyssal Armor piece. The final Timmy, version 2.0 Sigma, has portal runes on the walls instead of on the floor, but it doesn't matter because he's dead now just like the others. Yeah, that's right, the other Timmy didn't go home for the day, he died. I said I wouldn't sugarcoat this place for you.
Straga awaits.
Looks like you finally outlived your usefulness, Azrael.
And how do you propose to leave the tower once Straga has been dealt with? Straga and the tower are one. Even if you manage to defeat him, you'll be trapped without me.
We need him.
Pray the horseman doesn't make it back alive.
All that's left to do now is go get me some sweet revenge. Of course, Straga's room is set up for portal abuse, with a rune placed onto his own weapon no less. I won't lie to you, I honestly just face-tanked my way through this entire fight. I set up the portals, slipped over to Straga's back, and gave him a massage he won't forget, followed by a facial. He summons goons who insta-die to affliction, and then he hits me again because I've stopped caring about avoiding the blows. You're actually supposed to set up portals between the two spots on the ground and then slip between them to avoid his club as he swings it. But after 3 back rubs, 3 slaps to the jaw, and a lot of me not giving a damn, holy shit, dude, why haven't I been doing that the whole time?
As I said, Straga and the tower are one. Now let's see how useful I can be. Into the well! Hurry! He came to me after his death. Abaddon. Alive. And I wanted so much to believe. I was such a fool.
Azrael, you saw Abaddon after he fell.
Saw him? I brought him here, to Eden.
What treachery is this, Azrael? Eden doesn't exist. Not anymore.
Ignorant sprite. I bore witness as the first ones were cast out and the garden fell to ruin. I could not let heaven's first gift and greatest weapon simply rot, or worse, fall to darkness. I hid it away.
The Tree of Knowledge. Then, Abaddon has been to the tree.
You must draw upon its gifts now. If some way exists to stop the destroyer, the tree will show it to you. I never dared use it myself. Perhaps if I had, things would have been different.
And Abaddon, what of his gift?
That was not for me to know. Each who comes before the tree receives a different gift. Some receive nothing. Others are driven mad by visions, or simply destroyed. No, I cannot say for certain. Come.
There's no way across.
There is, for those who are worthy.
Or those who can fly.
Horsemen, you have fought against the darkness so long that it has marked you. Creatures of the light will sense it, as I have. In this place, you are worse than a demon. Conquer the shadow, then you may pass. Are you ready to face yourself in the light? Not all are prepared for what they see.
The mask of shadows.
Yes. You will see into the shadow realm for as long as you wear the mask. Fight well.
Shadow fights are always fun. Facts. It's just you can't dispute it, it's facts. A rival on equal footing using the same tools you do, dueling it out to see who the better is. Unfortunately though, for my grape-flavored adversary, he doesn't use Affliction, not even once. Because of this, he starts to lose quite badly, eventually activating his Chaos form, but it's too late. The mask item is mostly a means to an end. It doesn't really do anything for us in combat and dominantly serves to progress the plot. It does come into play when finding some previously hidden treasure though, so I will give it that. Speaking of treasure, the first thing I need is the last thing I need. The 10th piece of the Abyssal Armor. It doesn't just look like an edgelord's wet dream, it actually does stuff. It gives me a massive, massive boost to my damage reduction, so much so that enemies have effectively gone from doing apocalyptic damage to me to normal damage. It also heals me by a portion of the damage I deal to enemies. Additionally, yes, there's more. If you've unlocked the Abyssal Armor and decide to start a new game, you're given the option of wearing it right from the start. Gaming. Now that I'm playing with God Mode activated, it's time to see what the Tree of Knowledge has in store for me.
Would you serve in heaven or rule in hell?
The storm is coming, Uriel. Soon, I will need you at my side.
I would follow you into hell, my lord.
They knew. How did they?
The best laid plans, or so the humans used to say.
You did this?
You plotted and schemed to call us to this world. I simply took advantage of your initiative.
No.
I will consider this an offering, Abaddon. And you, my loyal servant, join me and take up the mantle of the Destroyer.
No.
Once the throne learns what you've done, you'll be cast down, dragged in chains before the council. You're already damned. So I offer you this choice. Would you serve in heaven or rule in hell? Now, return to Azrael. Persuade him to help us. Then, together, we will change the face of the universe.
Abaddon must be punished. He bends the law to his will, laughs in the face of the council. What proof do we have? The seals are intact. No doubt the angel had help, but from whom? Until we know, we must wait. His act breeds open defiance. The council weakens. How long before we are overthrown? We cannot stop Abaddon, but there are others who might, if they had reason. We dare not send the four. Without proof, there is no justice, only murder. They will see no reason in this assassination. We will send one, for whom vengeance is reason enough. The blade is scattered. I guard the seventh seal. This world is ours. Heaven is ours.
You had to know it was a one-way ticket.
Of course this dude died. He doesn't have the abyssal armor. What a scrub.
Well?
Abaddon is the destroyer.
The Archangel?
He was betrayed. He is only a pawn in some greater game.
You must bring him peace.
Peace? Abaddon is the destroyer. I'm pretty sure peace is off the table.
Did you find any clues among the visions, a way to stop him?
There was a sword, one which broke the seals.
The Armageddon Blade. But after the seals were broken, Abaddon ordered the blade destroyed on the very anvil of its creation. Horseman, I fear the blade is lost to us now.
It will be made again.
What else did you see?
Abaddon guards the seventh seal. He plots with others to storm the White Gates. Uriel will lead the Hellguard against him and fail.
What else did you see?
I saw nothing else.
I will open a gate to return us. Once it is closed, the garden and its secrets will be lost forever. When you are ready, I will begin. Seek Ulthane. He will help you. He must help you. Abaddon will have scattered the sword's remains, hidden them where none that walk in the light could find them.
The Shadow Realm.
Yes. Use the Mask of Shadows. Assemble the broken blade. Then, return it to the forge of the Black Hammer. When this is done, return to me. Perhaps I can serve you one last time before the end.
Azrael, at any time you could have left me to my fate, dead in the tower, lost among the ashes of Eden. Why do you help me now? When this is over, the Council will see that justice is done. I will kill Abaddon, and all who schemed with him.
We all must answer for our sins, Horseman. When the hour of my judgment comes, I will embrace it. Whatever the light decides. Go. Waste no more time on me. And tell Ulthane, he is the last hope of an old fool.
With that incredibly lengthy 5 minutes of plot out of the way, I can finally focus on wrapping things up. I have to do a bit of globe-trotting to track down the 7 pieces of the Armageddon Blade using the Mask of Shadows, then reforge the sword so I can free the spirit of an ancient Egyptian pharaoh trapped within. Okay, I might have been going a bit off script with that last part, but it'd be cool, right? What a crossover, it'd be amazing. This video is way too big, I'm losing my mind. And then, wouldn't you know it, I've barely managed to grab 2 pieces of this broken thing before stupid sexy tension gets in my way.
This is no ambush, Horseman. I come alone. I, Uriel of the Hellguard, champion of the White City, call you, Horseman, to Nex Sacramentum.
Fool.
I lay claim to your life before the Creator. Will you dishonor this law as well?
Why?
Because Abaddon said you understood honor, and because he was the best of us.
The death oath cannot be broken until one falls by the hand of the other. I accept.
The rematch goes about how you'd expect. She's leveled up and learned a cool new move where she summons swords to fall from the sky. It's just too bad that avoiding them is easier than your mum. I must apologize. It seems the length of this video has caused me to become sassy. I land a few absolutely delicious parries on her, and yeah, I won't lie, the abyssal armor is bullying her pretty bad.
Yes! What are you waiting for? Harvest this wench! What? Don't you dare walk away from me!
The next sacramentum is mine. I decide when the angel dies, not you.
You swore an oath to me.
Abaddon is the destroyer.
Liar!
To protect you, he kept you from the truth. You pledged to follow your lord into hell, never knowing what awaited you, or what he would become.
Abaddon.
He was betrayed and became the enemy of all creation. I've been to the tree. Its gift was truth, and I share it with you now. Remember the death oath. Soon it must be fulfilled.
Once I've finished taking the Angel's lunch money, I return to collecting the Armageddon pieces and finally pick up the last legendary enhancement, Death's Blessing. This one would be really powerful if I didn't get it right near the end of the game. It only has slotted effects and gives life leech from weapon hits as well as boosted weapon damage. It also gives more souls from kills, with a bigger bonus if you slot it into your scythe. Oh yeah, that's right, there's a scythe in the game, too, technically, but they have the same move, so it doesn't really matter. They can be bought from Volgrim, but I never actually used it. The scythe is meant to be used for collecting more souls and clearing large groups of enemies more effectively with its broad sweeping attacks. I just, used the sword the whole time because buying the scythes costs souls and I figured it's better spent on other upgrades I care of, it doesn't matter. With the last of the Armageddon pieces collected, it's time I pay a visit to the best boy.
My greatest work.
Until now.
The Armageddon Blade isn't good. It isn't bad, but it isn't good. It comes already maxed out at level 4, but it doesn't have an enhancement slot, wasting those lovely legendary enhancements I've collected. Worst of all, once this thing is obtained, I can't swap freely between it and my Chaos Eater sword. I'm just locked into this thing for the rest of the game. Either let me put an enhancement into it, or let me swap between the swords freely. And so it's finally time to put an end to Abaddon once and for all.
It's Abaddon. Uriel has led the Hellguard against him. It is as you foretold. The Hellguard will fall.
Angel of Death, serve me one last time.
She mistook me for someone else. She loved him, and I believe that he loved her long ago, before all this. Foolishly, he chose duty above all, and died for it. Will you do the same? Heaven hunts you. Hell hates you. All of creation cares not whether you live or die. Join me, war. Like a great sword, I will raise you up, and our enemies will shatter against us. The spoils of 1,000 victories will be yours. Or serve the justice of a corrupt council, and a creator who abandons his most faithful. I offer you this choice, horseman. Would you serve in heaven, or rule in hell?
I choose what once a coward did not.
Dragadon doesn't require that you fight him while riding your horse, but seeing as how this is the predecessor to Elden Ring, I feel it's only fitting. He tries to swipe at me, and honestly, that's probably the only attack I can remember from this fight. That's because I very quickly began embarrassing this downright draconic disaster by repeatedly knocking him over and launching barrages of slashes into his body. As quickly as he was standing, he was knocked down again. I did this for so long that I started to think, wow, they really gave this guy a lot of health, this is insane. But then, out of curiosity, I let him stand back up to attack me.
You have taught me something, Abaddon. Sometimes duty must be cast aside to do what must be done. It is not for duty that I kill you now. No!
Uriel.
Reap what you have sown, betrayer.
You had to know it was a one-way ticket.
The Council.
They knew you'd never play Executioner because of your precious honor. They let you take the fall. They knew you'd butcher everyone involved to clear your name. And you did.
No!
Patience, whore. I've got some for you, too. I'll take that. If it were to get broken, you might get ideas. Like not going back in your little cage. It's tragic, really. You had freedom in the palm of your hand, and you lost it. But so damn funny. Even you wouldn't laugh at your own funeral.
I'm laughing at yours.
Next sacramentum. The death oath is complete.
Hell God, bitch! What did you do? No! I'm going to pull your guts out through your halo! Keep getting up. I'll just kill you again. I was just following orders, like you. What are you going to do? Fight the council? Fight everyone? You'll never get away. You hear me? Never! Don't forget who holds the leash.
I haven't forgotten.
You knew. You knew what would happen here, what I would do. That's why you spared me.
No.
Then why?
Because I would not have the last of heaven's honor die with its champion.
All debts are repaid. The duty I uphold, it may call me to raise my sword against you. And if that day comes, I won't hesitate. You will be hunted. The White City for certain. The Council, and there will be others. You would wage this war alone?
No. Not alone.
Darksiders! Okay, let's wrap this up because I'm getting tired and the video is now longer than your last date. Thankfully, I can load back in to show you the other Wrath abilities I completely ignored. But first, I need to farm some souls. They all knowing! Stone Skin hardens the body, reducing the damage I take and boosts the damage I deal. It slowly drains Wrath while it's active, and each time you upgrade the skill, the visual effect improves, capping off with a very badass looking molten rock look. No, seriously, I really like this. It looks amazing. Lastly, Immolation coats me in a veil of flame, damaging all nearby enemies as long as it lasts. It also drains Wrath over time, just a bit quicker than Stone Skin does. I do kind of regret not using these, especially Stone Skin, because it does look really good. Oh, and for all one of you who are curious, this is what Blade Geyser looks like when fully upgraded. It's not bad, but it's not winning any awards. Okay, there we go. That's Darksiders 1. I want to give a massive thanks to you. Yes, you, the one who made it to the end. Without the support of viewers like yourself, I simply can't keep doing this. This took a lot longer to put together than the previous videos I've made, so truly, thank you for your patience. And speaking of previous videos, if you're new or missed them, I've made similar videos for Fable and Destroy All Humans. I'm also very proud of those, and if you enjoyed this, I promise you'll enjoy those as well. But with all of that said and done, I've got to get out of here. I hope you've enjoyed embodying war itself as a horseman of the apocalypse, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.